You'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
It's not really about alignment. I'm already in tune with the world. I understand how things work and I know what needs to be done. I'm aligned with Europe as well, and I want to see if we can actually accomplish this goal. If you want me to be tough, I can be tougher than anyone you've ever seen. I can be as firm and unyielding as necessary, but that's not always the best approach. You're never going to reach an agreement if you rely only on being aggressive. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, one more question, because I do want to respond to this. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. For 4 years, the United States had a president who stood in front of the press and acted like a tough guy when talking about Vladimir Putin. He used strong words, made bold statements, and gave the impression that he was in control. But then, what happened? Putin invaded Ukraine, causing devastation across a large part of the country. All that tough talk didn't prevent war, and it certainly didn't bring about peace. If we're serious about peace and prosperity, maybe it's time to focus on diplomacy instead of just posturing. We've already seen where chest-thumping and empty rhetoric lead. Under Joe Biden, we acted as if the words of the President of the United States carried more weight than his actual actions. But words alone don't change reality. What truly makes America a great nation is its ability to engage in diplomacy and build relationships. That's exactly what President Trump is doing now. Can I ask you something? Sure. Yeah. Okay. So, he took control of big parts of Ukraine, especially in the east and Crimea. This happened back in 2014. For years, no one stopped him. And I'm not just talking about Biden. Back then, Barack Obama was the president. Then it was Donald Trump. Then Biden. Again. And now, once again, Trump. Hopefully, President Trump will finally put an end to this. But let's be clear. Since 2014, no one really stopped him. He invaded, took over land, and killed innocent people. And we all know the facts about what happened. In 2014 and 2015, I wasn't here, but you're absolutely right. The situation remained the same for years. From 2014 until 2022, people kept dying on the front lines. No one stepped in to stop him. We had many discussions with him, countless conversations. I personally spoke with him face-to-face, one-on-one. In 2019, when I became president, I even signed agreements with him. Not just me, other world leaders were involved too. I signed deals alongside French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel. We all agreed on a ceasefire. At the time, they assured me he wouldn't go any further. We even signed the gas contract to regulate energy agreements. But what happened after that? He broke the ceasefire. He continued attacking. He killed our people. And he didn't even follow through on the agreements we made. We negotiated a prisoner exchange. We signed the deal. But he never honored it. He refused to release prisoners as promised. Oh, I ask, what kind of diplomacy is that?
Ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is, Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful.
JD,
And do you think that
you
it's
asked what I
respectful
meant.
to come to
I'm
the
talking
Oval
about the
Office of
kind
the
of
United
diplomacy
States of
that will
America
stop
and
your
attack
country
the
from being
administration that is
destroyed.
trying to prevent
Yes,
the
but
destruction of your
Mr.
country?
President,
A lot
with
of
all due
questions. Let's
respect,
start from the
I
beginning.
think it's
Sure. First of
inappropriate for
all,
you to come
during
into
the
the
war,
Oval Office and try
everybody has
to
problems.
argue about
Even
this in
you,
front
but you
of the
have
American
nice
media.
ocean. And
Right
don't feel
now, your
but
country
you'll
is
feel
struggling
it
to find enough
in the
soldiers,
future.
and you are
bless
forcing
you.
people to
God
fight
bless
because you
God
don't
bless
have enough
you.
manpower.
Don't
Instead
tell
of
us what we're gonna
criticizing,
feel.
you
We're
should be
trying to
thanking
solve
the
a problem.
president
Don't tell
for trying to end
We
this
signed
war.
the exchange of prisoners.
What problems
but
do
he
you think we
didn't do it.
have? I have been to
What
Ukraine.
kind of diplomacy?
I have seen what's
JD, you are
happening with my
speaking
own
about?
eyes.
What
I know
what do
that you
mean?
bring people in
I'm talking about
and
the
show
kind of
them only
diplomacy
what you
that's going
want
to
them
end the
to see.
destruction of your country.
Yeah,
Mr.
but
President,
Mr. President,
do you
Mr.
deny
President, with
that you are
respect,
having
I
trouble
think it's
recruiting
disrespectful for
soldiers?
you to come to the Oval Office and
Do
try
you
to
think it's
litigate this in
fair
front of the
to
American
come to the
media.
United
Right now,
States,
you guys are
to
going
the Oval
around
Office,
and
and
forcing
criticize
conscripts to the
the
front lines
administration
because
that
you
is
have a
working to
manpower
prevent your
problem?
country from
You
being
should be
completely
thanking the
destroyed?
president for trying to bring it into
You've
this
asked a
country.
lot
Have
of
you ever been to
questions,
Ukraine that
so
you-
us
let's
what
start
we're
from
gonna
the
feel.
I'm
beginning.
not telling you.
First of
You're in
all,
no position
during
to
war,
dictate that.
every
Remember
country
that.
faces
You're in no
problems,
position
even yours.
to dictate
You don't feel it
what we're
now
gonna
because
feel.
you have the security
We're
of an
gonna feel
ocean
very
protecting
Feel
you.
influence.
But
We're
one
gonna
day,
feel very
you might
good
feel
and
the
very
effects of
strong.
You will
war.
feel influence.
You're
Hopefully,
right now not
that
in a
never
very good
happens.
position.
God
You've
bless
allowed
you.
yourself to be
Don't
in a
tell
very
us what
bad
we're going to
position, and he
feel.
happens to be
We are
right
here
about it.
trying to solve
of the
a
war.
You're
problem,
not in a good
and you're in no
position.
position
You
to tell
don't
us
have
what
the
our
cards
future will
right
be.
now.
We're
With us,
going to
you
be
start
strong,
having cards.
and we're going
Right
to be
now, you don't.
fine.
You're playing
Right
cards.
now, you are the
You're
one in a
playing
bad
cards.
situation.
You're gambling with the
You've
lives
allowed
of
yourself
millions
to be
of
in a
people.
terrible
You're
position,
gambling with
and from the
World
very
War
beginning
III.
of this
You're
war, you have
gambling
not
with
had the
World
upper
War
hand.
III.
You don't
And what
have the
you're doing
leverage
is very
here. You are playing a dangerous game
disrespectful
with
to the
millions of
country, this
lives at
country.
stake.
That's
willing
back
to
to
Gambling,
you. Far more
not
than
just
a lot
with
of
your
people
people,
said.
but with the
We are
world's
staying in our
stability.
country, staying
And
strong
honestly,
from the very
it's
beginning of the
disrespectful
war.
to
We've
this
been
country,
alone, and
the
we are
country that has
thankful. I
supported
said
you more
thanks.
than
You haven't
many
been
people
alone.
thought we
You
should.
haven't been
Not only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
Have you
gave
even
you,
said
under this
thank you
stupid
once during this
president,
entire meeting?
$350
Not
billion.
once.
You
We
voted
Today,
gave
for
you
your
you went to
military
Pennsylvania
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men are
for
brave, but
for
they
the
had to use
opposition.
our military.
Instead of showing
If you didn't have
gratitude,
our
you
military
criticize the very
equipment,
nation
if
and the
you didn't
president
have
that are
our
working to save
military
your
equipment,
country.
this war would have been
Do you
over
think shouting
in
about
2
the
weeks.
war
In
will
3 days,
change
I
things?
learned it from Putin.
He's not
in 3
shouting.
days.
He's
This is
simply
something
stating
less
the
in
truth.
2 weeks. Of
Your
course,
country
yeah.
is
It's
in
going to be a very
serious
hard
trouble.
thing to do business like
No.
this.
Wait a minute.
Say thank
You've been
you.
talking a
I
lot.
said a lot
Let me
of
finish.
times.
Your country is in deep
Except that there are
trouble.
disagreements.
You're not winning
They
this
should
war.
have.
Have you said thank
The
you
only
once?
reason you
This
still
entire
have
meeting?
a
No,
chance
in this
is
entire
because of
meeting,
the
you said
support
thank
from the
you.
United
You went
States.
to Pennsylvania
Mr.
and
President,
campaigned for the
we are
opposition
standing
in
strong.
October, all
From the
for some
beginning,
words of
we have fought
appreciation
on
for
our
the United
own.
States of
We
America.
gave you
and the president
$350
who's
billion.
trying to save
We supplied you
your
with
country.
military equipment.
Please.
Your soldiers are
You think
brave,
that
but without
if you will
our
speak very
weapons,
loudly
this war
about
would
the
have been
war,
over
He's
in
not
2
speaking
weeks.
loudly. He's
In
not
fact,
speaking loudly.
Putin said
Your
he could have
country's
finished
in
it
big
in
trouble.
3 days.
Can I
Wait a minute.
If
No,
it
no,
weren't
you've
for the
done a lot of
support we
talking.
provided,
Your country is
Ukraine
in
wouldn't
big
be
trouble.
standing
I know.
today.
You're not winning.
All we're
You're not
asking
winning
for
this.
is some
You have a
appreciation.
damn good chance of
A
coming out
simple
okay
thank you.
because of
Mr.
us.
President,
Instead,
we are staying
you
in
refuse
our
to
Let's
even
go
consider a
litigate those
ceasefire.
disagreements rather than
Of
trying
course,
to
we
fight
want
it
to
out
stop
of
the
American
war,
media when
but
you're
we
wrong.
need
We know that you're
guarantees.
wrong.
But you see, I think it's good
You're
for
saying
the
you
American
don't want a
people to see what's going
ceasefire,
on.
but I'm
I
telling
think it's very important. That's
if you
why I
could
kept
get
this
one
going so
today,
long.
you should take it.
You
It
have
would
to be
stop the
thankful.
bloodshed and
You
save
don't have the
lives.
cards. You're
Ask your own
buried there.
people what they
Your
think about a
people are
ceasefire.
dying.
Tell you
You're
again.
running
That
low on
agreement
soldiers.
wasn't
Don't play
You're
with
running
me.
low on
That
soldiers.
was with
It would be a
Biden.
damn good thing.
That
And then you,
was
and then
with
you tell us,
Obama.
I don't want
Not
a
me.
ceasefire. I don't
Excuse
want a
me.
ceasefire. I
That
want
was
to
with
go,
Obama.
and I wanted this.
The same president who
Look,
sent you blankets
if
instead
you
of
could get
weapons.
Obama,
Meanwhile,
they
I gave you
respect
javelin
me.
missiles to take out
They
tanks.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell
Obama
of a
gave you
lot with me.
sheets.
He went through a
I
phony
gave you
witch
javelins.
hunt where they used
You
him and Russia.
need to be more grateful.
Russia,
because let me tell
you ever
you,
hear of that
without
deal? That
us,
was a phony,
you have
that was
nothing.
a phony Hunter
You might
Biden,
think you have power,
Joe Biden scam.
but without American
Hillary
support,
Clinton,
you have no
Schiff
leverage
the
at
Adam
all.
Schiff. It was a
One more
Democrat
question for the Vice
scam.
President.
And he
Look,
had to go through
this
that.
is going to be a
And he
tough
did go through it.
negotiation.
We didn't end up in
The
a war.
attitude has to change.
He went through it. He was
what
accused
happens
of all
if
that
Russia
stuff.
breaks the
He had nothing
ceasefire?
to do with it. It
What
came out of
if
Hunter
they start
Biden's
attacking again?
bathroom. It
Well,
came out of
that's
Hunter
the key
Biden's
question.
bedroom.
What if they drop
It
a
was
bomb on you
disgusting.
tomorrow?
And then
Russia
they said,
broke
oh,
past agreements
oh,
because they
the
didn't
laptop
respect
from
Biden.
hell was
They
made
didn't
by
respect
Russia.
Obama.
The
But they
51
respected
agents.
me.
The whole
Let me
thing
tell
was
you,
a
Putin
scam.
went through a
And he had to
lot
put
during
up
my
with that.
time
He
in
was being
office.
accused of all
He had
that
to deal
stuff.
with a fake investigation.
All because
The
let me tell you, you don't have
Russia
the cards.
hoax.
With us,
It was
you
all
have the
nonsense.
cards.
Hunter
But without
Biden,
us, you
Joe
don't have any
Biden,
cards.
Hillary Clinton, Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat
It's going to be a
scam.
tough deal to
Putin
make.
had to go through
Because
that,
the attitudes
and
have
yet
to change.
we didn't end up in a war. He may have broken agreements with Obama, Bush, and Biden. Maybe, but he didn't break them with me. He was willing to
What do you think?
negotiate. I don't know if a deal is possible now, but I do know
What if
this.
what if
Right
anything?
now, you're
What if
only
the
able to
bomb
stand
drops
firm
on your
because
head
we've given
right
you the
now?
strength to do
Okay?
so.
What if they
Without
broke it?
U.S. support,
I don't know,
you
they
wouldn't
broke
be
it
in
with
this
Biden
position at
because
all.
Biden didn't
But if we
respect
do
him. They
reach an
didn't respect
agreement,
him, say
you'll be
is
in a
this.
much better
He
place.
might have broken deals
Yet,
with
instead
Obama
of working with us,
and
you
Bush,
refuse to show
and he might
any
have broken them
gratitude.
with Biden.
That's
He did,
not the
maybe,
right
Maybe
approach.
he didn't. I don't know
It's
what
not
happened.
the right attitude.
But he didn't break him with
Honestly,
me. He
that's
wants to
just
make
not a
deal.
good
I don't
look.
know if you can make a deal.
All right, I think we've seen
The
enough.
problem is,
This will make for some
I've
interesting
empowered you to be
television.
a tough
Let's see
guy.
what happens next.
And